Uh, this last trimester here of the exhibitions is this is a brand new work that I've been working on for about 6 years.
Wow.
But this is footage from about 6 years that I've been capturing with my daughter. Well, when I was pregnant with my daughter, and then afterwards. Of course, in that photograph you saw earlier, we spent a lot of time on the seashore in different countries and different places, mostly collecting sea sponges or textiles or coral that washes up along the seashore. But I was also collecting footage and of water bodies, different kinds of water bodies. So this work is called Yemaya, Luna Creciente, del Cenote Yemaya, and it looks at different kinds of water bodies from the saltwater underground railroad. We're used to thinking about the underground railroad as this terrestrial path between North America and Canada, but actually I wanted to remind us that all of the countries throughout the Caribbean and South America and North America were involved in the Underground Railroad, and of course different countries or different geographies had different status in terms of the slave trade. And so I was particularly excited to learn in the archives when I was in Miami, University of Miami and Miami-Dade College doing my research there, Kislak America's collection. Just people forget that for about at least 100 years, or 200 actually, before the Spanish-American War, you could be an escaped slave from North America. You could cross the line into Florida, and as long as you joined the Catholic Church, you could be free. And so people forget how mixed Florida has been for hundreds of years, even during colonization, mixed race, mixed culture. So for example, the Miccosukee tribe's first lawyer that negotiated a lot of the treaties in Florida was an African Seminole tribe, African and Seminole man. And so a lot of the bodies of water that are depicted here, we see it begins with a kind of a crescent moon. It begins with the kind of brown gray water that we might see in puddles in New York, and kind of the oil slick ooze. And then as the moon begins to fill, which we're kind of almost at the full moon here, you start to see the water bodies change color and clarity, and the intensity of the waves changes, of course, from a still puddle at the beginning, and it kind of swells into these different waves. So this is actually shot in Puerto Rico, this one right here, which is where my dad's lived for about 35 years. And I've shot in Costa Rica and Florida, all along the eastern seaboard. And there's brackish water, there's different salination, right, content. And it's projected, you can kind of see the moon sort of rotates through each swell of water, and then it's projected onto a mother mold cast of Caterina. This is the second cast. If you think about sculpture as documentary sculpture as kind of like photography, like a negative, the first print of the negative is the most valuable, and everyone after that is supposedly like degrades in value, and because of its image degrading. And so you can kind of see this figure there's kind of pieces that are broken off, and Caterina has the original. She has the original mother mold, which is the most valuable art historically. She also has the first edition print of all the photographs, which is what I do with all the families. I give them full suite of photographs and the original mother mold as a thank you for participating in the project, and also to kind of restore the dignity and divinity of our culture, which has been taken, especially in our objects, from our original families and our original land for hundreds of years. So I tell all of them, if anyone ever approaches them to buy the work, that I will give them another suite of prints to sell. Yay!